Welcome everybody to episode number 35 of the Third Sun Gaming Podcast. I'm your host Tyler, joined as always by our three co-hosts, starting with Mike. Mike, how are you today?
Tyler, I am absolutely dashing, my friend. How about you?
Fantastic. The Super Bowl is going very much how
Don't
I want it to go right now.
Oh boy.
So that is fantastic. Also joining us is Graham. Graham, how you doing?
Grandma's doing good in the Great White North.
Are you going to talk in the third person all night?
Are you going
Yes.
to say that every time I call myself Graham?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the third person.
I, myself, is doing well. How is everyone else?
That's
I-
not English, but okay. It's awesome to hear
Said that'd
that.
be English.
It's great to hear that you is doing well. Eugene, how are you today?
Eugene's doing great, other than
Oh,
the
Are you going
Patriots
to talk in
sucking
third
it right
person
now.
the whole time, Eugene?
Yeah,
Yeah,
only when you do it.
Okay.
it'd be great if we talked in third person and snapped our fingers after everything.
Oh, no.
No more Switch.
Speaking of
No more snappage.
All right.
let's do a Switch conference. Or not
We'll-
really.
we'll
conference.
Okay, so let's hit that now. So you went Toronto. There was an event where you could go and play in Toronto, and you made the pilgrimage and begged your way in. So you kind of did beg your way in.
I did. I
So-
proved that persistence pays off. And when someone says no, there's still hope. And
This sounds like dating.
Yeah. So
hey, it could work with dating too, right? Persistence does pay off.
what were your impressions once you got hands on with the system?
I thought it was awesome. I was really amazed about how many different ways you can utilize the Joy-Cons.
Mhm.
Like if you turn them on the side for one game, like there's buttons there, and if you hold it horizontally, there's buttons there located. And they even have like ways to compensate, say if my hands are too fat or whatever like that, or whatever, it doesn't feel comfortable, you can put these little add-ons that actually have wrist straps that actually makes
yeah.
the controller a little bulkier.
So that was my
And-
biggest worry, is that joystick being in the weird position that it's in, depending on which Joy-Con you have.
Yeah, no, it seems like they really like researched it a lot and like figured out stuff. And the one lady was there because you could actually, they had little like departments set up, or so one was where you could actually go like hands on, like take it apart and like put it together and just try it out.
Mhm.
And she said she was thinking that they might have little individual ones that they slide onto, which is like acts as like a charging for it as well. So it seems like there's a lot of options, and they're really keeping it open for add-ons or other like equipment and stuff.
Did you milk a cow's udder?
I did not milk a cow's
Did
udder.
you fill the ice cubes in the glass?
I didn't do that part either.
Did they put a
did you
stupid
do-
hat on you every time you did something?
No, but some people got up in front of the stage and they did put the stupid hat on them, and they did the little cowboy thing.
Uh,
The draw. Did
How
mu-
did they pay somebody to like snap their fingers like as you're putting it together and everything?
Actually, there was no finger snapping. I was very
Oh
surprised
man,
to see that.
I'm disappointed.
that's disappointing.
I know. I just went for the finger snapping and I left disappointed.
So, despite your impressions, are you pre-ordering it at this point?
I don't think there was enough there for me to pre-order. Like
was about to
Zelda,
say.
I played 20 minutes of Zelda and it played amazing, and switching in and out was really awesome. Notice I didn't snap my fingers.
Mhm.
So for that option, but I don't think I would utilize it portably that much. So to me, no, I'm not going to buy it first. I'm going to play it on the Wii U, and by the time Mario comes out, I will have it. If not,
Okay.
Mario will be the one.
If this
Okay.
guy isn't buying it on launch day, this could be a disaster for Nintendo.
I know. This is bad.
That's millions
So-
of dollars of sales for him lost.
Well,
Well, kind of.
not just through Graham, but like Graham's a pretty good Nintendo fanboy
Yeah.
and pretty loyal to the brand. So if he's not getting it day one, I'm a little concerned
So,
about what we're going to see.
what's
happen.
your main reason for not picking it? I'm assuming it's only because of the launch titles, right?
Yes, and the fact that I'm able to play the new Zelda game on an existing console, which I own.
Sure.
Like, I was actually talking to somebody at the event. The event was great for talking to like-minded people, and Street Pass for your 3DS. If you have a 3DS, it's the
Mhm.
best thing you to do. Take it with you. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
we
wish I
like,
would have said something about that.
we talked about how, like, if the new Zelda was a launch title with the Switch, more people would be buying the Switch on day one just to play Legend of Zelda. But a lot of these people that are buying the Switch, they already have a Wii U and they're
Yeah.
they're Nintendo fans, right? So they will be playing Zelda on there. Nothing's forcing them to buy the Switch.
This
And
is
the fact,
yeah. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
go
I would
ahead.
say, and the fact that there's no game included with it, like 1-2 Switch should be included.
Exactly.
Yes.
I know they didn't include it so they can have the price a little cheaper, but
They say
I don't
that.
know how much that title should be worth anyway. So I think they should have been able to throw that in. They can show off what the game can do because now people are going to buy these other games and they're not going to have 1-2 Switch because they're like, I'm not going to spend $80 for this drinking game when
Exactly.
so.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
barely a drinking game. I mean, like Wii Sports when they packed that in. I mean, it showed off all the features, but it really got everyone. That was the system seller.
Yeah.
That's what got families together. Got families
Mhm.
together. Bought the Wii when it came out, and it is a success. And 1-2 Switch does not. I believe it's $50, $49.99 in the
Yep.
U.S. It does not feel like a $50 title to me.
No.
If it's even maybe 40. Maybe, but I would say it's more like a $30 title or even a downloadable
Plus
title.
there was
Yeah.
something in Wii Sports for everybody,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
and this isn't that at all.
right, right. What if they had the foresight to put in like a Switch bowling and a Switch golf? I mean, at least when you get the system, you get something
Yeah.
to go with it.
Well,
that was the
I-
big thing, the bowling.
I don't
That's
think
what got
everybody
me.
knows all the titles that are coming with 1-2 Switch. Like, there's got to be more than
What
ice
we
cream filling.
But you
Right.
just got
and
done
what we
saying
cow.
do know is that there's no pack in though.
yeah, the console is not coming with the game, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, then that's all there is to it.
Yep.
Yep.
So, all right. So, Graham, I'm going to cut you there.
Yep,
Yeah.
no problem.
All right. But it's cool. You got to play with it. You got your hands on it. That's awesome. And you're still not pre-ordering it. So that, but it's just because of the launch lineup, not because of the system. So,
Yes. System is
and that's-
amazing.
and that's
But-
fair. I mean, the system looks fun, but the launch lineup kind of sucks, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe
So,
a year from now.
Yep.
And I've also even pre-ordered the Legend of Zelda Special Edition. So I'll even have the
Yeah.
game for the Switch.
Cool.
But I just want to have a console to play it on.
Cool. So before we get into news, you can always join the conversation by joining our Facebook group. Go over to Facebook and look up the Third Son Gaming podcast forums. Join that and take part in the discussion there. You can follow us on Twitter at Third Son Gaming, THIRDSUN Gaming, all one word. Or you can send us an email, mail@thirdsongaming.com. So let's get into the news this week. A lot of little stuff, but nothing too major, but we'll hit it all here. PS4 is getting an update sometime this year. No official date.
Sometime
Oh,
this
Sometime
year.
this year.
But the beta is live now for people who are signed up for that. And this does have a couple significant things in there. One, external hard drives, which should have been included in the system 2 years ago.
I'm
Or
so
3.
surprised by
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
ridiculous.
It does have a performance boost for some older games that launched before the Pro came out. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And this, I think, is actually really cool. If you have PSVR and you play a 3D Blu-ray on your console, you can actually put on the VR system and see that movie in 3D without needing a 3D TV.
That's what's crazy about it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
There's
cool.
one.
If I could get one,
Yeah, I
that's
know.
the thing.
Well, they announced a new bundle this week that they're putting out and should be available for pre-order pretty soon. So,
Oh, that'd be nice.
There's one you didn't hit on here, brother.
what's up?
They are finally getting custom wallpapers.
Oh, are they?
What?
Oh, congratulations! But you still can't change your name, so that sucks.
Yeah, that's.
But
But I'm excited about the hard drive thing because I've been waiting, and I actually just sold. I had a 3 terabyte external hard drive just laying around, and I got tired of it sitting there. I'm like, they're probably not going to update this soon, so I went ahead and just sold it, and now they announced this update. So
Now you live with
that's the
regret.
one. That's the one thing. If they don't allow name changes, that's the other thing I'm excited for is the external hard drive.
yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's been a lifesaver for me on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
With how big these games are. Speaking of PS4, we are going to be doing a MLB The Show 8 or 17 league this year, online league. So if you'd like to sign up for that, go on our Facebook group and let us know. We got a few people already showing interest for it, so that's going to be a fun time. Moving on. Graham, I know you're probably excited for this. Fallout Shelter is coming to Xbox One this coming week.
I am excited for this game because I had it on the iPad and then I kind of got tired of playing on the iPad. Then I played other stuff, so I think I will enjoy playing this on on the Xbox One when I'm maybe waiting between games of hockey or whatever. Just pop in and just send my dwellers to do something. So I'm definitely looking forward to this, and the fact that it's a play anywhere, I'm curious just to see how it transfers over to PC. So
Mhm.
yeah, definitely
Sure.
Yeah,
excited.
and I'm actually looking forward to it too because I have it on my phone, but my phone's an S7 Edge, and you touch anything on that screen and you got 14 apps open. So
Yep.
I'd much rather play it on the Xbox.
Oh, for sure. Um, the Last Guardian is remember this game took like 10 years to make,
Oh, it's
Huh.
out.
and yeah, it's out.
Wow.
Um, it's been out for 2 months, give or take a couple days, and it's already had its first massive permanent price cut.
I was
But
actually
dude,
I was gonna
but
send you a
dude,
text about it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
but
price has been cut by 1/3 down to $40. Mike, what do you got?
it's 1% less than No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I know.
Is 31.99 Best Buy Gamers Club.
Yeah,
And I was going to send you a message like, "Hey, now's the time to get it." But I
yeah.
was really surprised to see that price cut. But it's because they're not making their numbers. And
I'm not.
I'd love to see their numbers. I mean, I don't even think they broke top 10 MPD for December, or definitely not
I
January.
don't think so either. And
No,
and
and
we're gonna get to really embarrassing numbers later when we talk about our last topic,
mhm.
but I'm sure Last Guardian didn't have the numbers they
I'm not
wanted.
surprised.
I get
I'm
it.
not surprised whatsoever.
I got to tell you, I'm not shocked either because, like I said, I've been watching the trends, and after a few weeks, a month or so comes out, the prices start diving by $10, $15 by
Mhm.
the time this has been out. What now?
If
3 months?
2 months.
2 months? Yeah, I'm not shocked at all.
If a game's not successful, you'll see it drop. But for really wildly successful games, you generally don't see
Well,
this.
we've
How
already seen
For a few
Battlefield One
months.
and a couple other ones out there
Yeah,
for 30 something
and
dollars. And
Battlefield's kind of the exception, but I think they want people to get in and buy the expansion pack. But we didn't see Madden drop until November,
Final
December.
Fantasy was like skiing down a slope.
Hmm.
You know,
But a lot of your big time AAA's though you don't see this as fast.
Well, I was
Not
just
two
gonna say,
months in.
I think Diablo 3 is still more expensive than this game
Yeah,
right now,
yeah,
yeah.
it's hit and miss with that one, but
and that game's been out a
well,
long
that's
time.
Blizzard. Blizzard keeps their
but like
prices
Hmm.
high.
yeah, but like Final Fantasy, the new one, I mean, it's gone down, so
Hmm.
and it's hitting the 30s just like everybody else does in the same amount of time. I'm telling you, it's a new trend. I'm calling it. I called it
Well, I mean,
before. I'm calling
that's
it
awesome
again.
for the consumers. That's
Yeah.
awesome for us. But
Yeah.
I think Final Fantasy made their numbers pretty quick that they wanted for December, so they're able to take that hit, and they wanted a
Yeah.
larger audience as well for the
I'm not
Christmas
saying they're
season.
doing bad at all, dude. I'm just saying that it's the trend.
Yeah.
It's retail for a month or so, and then here we go down the slide.
Sure. What I'd hate to see though is people that is having everybody turn into that person that's like, nope, not gonna buy it right away. I'm gonna wait like 2 months and get it for $40 instead of 60 because
That's what they need to
we're
be
not
careful.
then we're not
Hmm.
gonna see the innovation in the new games anymore. We're
Yeah.
just not. We're gonna get sequel on top of sequel, and that's gonna be all we ever get.
So just
And,
just to kind of go off topic a little bit,
mhm.
how much do you think this will affect? Because that's Japan. That's Japan Studios. It's Sony owned studio.
Mhm.
How do you think it'll impact them? Because they've shut down, I think about like 5 or 6 studios in the last month, just because they weren't making the numbers, weren't producing any games at all. So do you think this will take an impact
The
on?
problem is there any DLC for this game?
I don't think I haven't
So
heard a
But you
word
just
about it.
answered the
Maybe
question.
here's
5 years from now.
You just answered the question yourself. They're not making any video games, so how can they make any revenue?
Oh, they're not, but I mean, it took some of the studios they shut down this week, or this last month rather. They haven't made a game in years, which I don't know how
yeah.
they deem that acceptable. One of them was the studio that did Killzone, I believe, the
Uh,
Killzone on PS Vita, and a lot of people are saying they think it's going to be the one that did Uncharted for Vita because they haven't made a game in a good while, or the last game they did make didn't do so well. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. Japan
And this is
Studios, they've made a
yeah,
lot of great games,
but they
but
take forever.
yeah, they do take forever, and
And
I can kind of see even maybe the next year, or even 2 years from now, that Japan Studios might call it quits.
this is one area where I can say Xbox is better because you're going to get a new Forza game every year.
Hmm.
You're going to get a Halo game every 3. You're going to get a Gears game every 3. It's pretty consistent.
Right.
And that with them, they'll announce a game at E3 just to win the show, and then you see it 4 or 5 years later.
Hmm.
Yeah.
and you don't even hear about it at E3 for another 2 years after that.
Yeah.
And the
I
fact
do-
that it's taken so long too, people are just having enough of it, and that's probably why they're not
Yeah.
buying it, right? So
Yeah, and I think consumers are reacting too because we've kind of gotten spoiled, especially by Bethesda. We got Bethesda, we got Mass Effect coming in a couple of months. They just announced it. I mean,
Mhm.
we're getting spoiled to where when a game gets announced, we get it that year within
I
like
know.
6 months. I
because
mean,
originally
and I
Mass
love that.
Effect, we thought it's gonna be way, way,
Like
way
later
down the
this
line.
year, or even next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And I think UBI stock or the revenue, either or, is going to go up a little bit from For Honor. I think it's really going to save their asses.
Well, they've got For Honor, and then they've got Ghost Recon coming the next month.
yeah,
so
but
they're gonna
we
have a
don't
pretty
know
good.
what's going to go down with that.
Yeah,
You know,
but people are gonna
For
buy
Honor
it
is
though.
definitely
Yeah.
a solid title, so that's
Yeah.
going to help them out.
I think they'll both sell. You know, it'll be good for them because they're going to dominate the early part of the year in terms of sales. But yeah, and I think the other thing too is, and Eugene, you kind of touched on it. We're spoiled in the sense that we get games now that can give us 200 hours without batting an eye.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And The Last Guardian was not that.
No.
No,
That's us.
4 or 5 year dev cycles are unacceptable right now from a
Yep.
consumer standpoint.
Unless they're an MMO.
Yep.
RPG.
Yeah, that's true. Or if they're ever a Bethesda game like Skyrim or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take
they
all
take
the
their
time.
time, and Rockstar takes their time too. But
Yeah.
But they
I mean,
get it
we
right.
get-
Naughty
So.
Dog. Look how many games Naughty Dog put out in the time that
Mhm.
Last Guardian was announced. I mean, they put
Yeah.
out all the Uncharted's, The Last of Us, 5 games in that 10-year period,
Mhm.
and a Japan studio got 1 game out.
I really hope Rockstar puts out another ping pong because
Yeah.
that first ping pong was a lot of fun. I wish they make it
Well,
backwards compatible.
They will for the Switch, I'm sure.
the thing is that when Rockstar puts out a game, it's worth the wait. Nobody cares about waiting for a
Yep.
Rockstar game
Bully,
because
all
you
them,
know
everything
it's
is
going to be good.
everything is pie. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Grand Theft Auto is a mega seller every single time.
Yep.
And then Red Dead 2 this year is going to be the
Oh,
same.
that's gonna be ridiculous.
So, all right, let's move on. Nintendo has sold 1.5 million NES classics worldwide, and I think this might be an alternative fact because I've never seen one.
I
I've
know.
never actually seen one of these.
I've never either. I really
I mean,
haven't.
1.5 million worldwide is not that huge of a number. I mean,
Oh.
if they had just had the in stock and the quantities ready, they could have done 10 million. Easy.
Yep.
They could 15 million.
The,
I mean, if they had just
Yeah.
had it ready and available.
the average
Yes.
console come home, grind out your hours gamer does not know about Raspberry Pis and emulators and stuff like that. So this is a great thing for them. Whereas you could have a better interface, you could have a better system and everything with the Raspberry Pi and
Sure.
the emulator.
But then it's
But-
less hassle too, right? And
It is
Yeah,
a
but
lot
that's
nicer.
also $60. Whereas as you could probably pull everything off for 25 in 3 hours worth of work.
Right, but this is, it looks like the console, it's all that stuff, and
Yeah,
it's,
but it's exactly. That's why I'm saying why it's being so successful. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, great. I can play
Yeah.
all these other
Right.
games on it.
because I have the emulator and I probably have like 200 or 300 games or whatever. But I would
I'm
rather
calling the
play on
Popo.
this. I would rather play on this.
I'm calling the Mounties.
Well, he has all those games physical copies because they're legal if you have the physical copies. So
I try to tell
I'm
Tyler
sure you do.
that I get yelled at.
It's same with CDs
No, if you have-
too,
if
right?
you have the
can burn
physical-
CDs as long as you got
Yeah,
the physical
if
copy.
you have the physical copy, you're fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's legal.
Yeah.
And it's not like
No,
the
no,
Nintendo
no.
police is going to come by and like you guys are downloading our 30-year-old games. We're gonna put you fine you for $100,000.
Well, if they came here, I'd ask them to find them for me because I have no idea what disc they're on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have the physical copy of the game, then you own that copy and you're fine.
Didn't we have this this discussion about the physical copies of movies?
Nah, maybe
Yes,
with
we did.
myself.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
that's
get
a different. They sell that version of media. There's a difference. There's a difference between they sell that version of media when the movie comes out. So
Why do
it's
I
a little
hear
bit different.
your message?
Yeah.
Go
But
ahead.
anyway, yeah, I can see I can see what you're saying with the Raspberry Pi. I'm actually going to buy one here soon, and you can get like the complete setup for like $80 for the case, 2 controllers, micro USB card, and everything, and then download it. But it's just not. It's the nostalgia factor, and everyone was buying it, and it would have been the numbers would have been tenfold
Yeah.
if they had just had the stock and it ready
Yeah.
to go. So
See,
Yeah.
another thing that kind of hurts it too is now they have Bluetooth controllers that's
Mm.
like a replica of the original NES controller.
mhm.
Right.
So now if you did play it on PC, because that was one issue with me, was like you get these fancy Mad Catz controllers with all these
Right.
buttons, and you only want to play a Nintendo game, right?
Right.
So the fact you can get a Bluetooth controller that's exactly like an NES controller,
Mhm.
that would be something that I would play if I had like the emulators running.
Okay.
All right, so Nintendo has also officially stopped production of the Wii U. Done and gone.
Moving
He's
on.
still my
I thought that
beating
happened
heart.
in like November.
They announced that
announced
they were
it.
stopping, but now it's officially done. So, all right, two
Rest
more
in
things to
peace.
get through. Star Wars Battlefront 2 will take place across multiple eras, which is kind of cool. So you're probably going
Yeah.
to see some prequels, some original trilogy, and then some of the new trilogy in there, which is pretty cool. I think that's good. I think that's a good balance.
Yeah.
And
Rogue One would be fun.
they'll have Rogue One stuff in there, but that's from basically the original trilogy. I mean, it's right before
Yes.
Episode 4.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I can just imagine playing that battle.
and there's Rogue One content in Star Wars Battlefront 1 as DLC. So,
Mm.
all right. It also includes a single player story for those of you who are dying for one, including
I
myself.
think everybody knew that though, right? I think that was
Yeah.
a given.
Yeah, we knew
Yeah.
that. They just confirmed it on their call this week.
Okay.
And staying with EA, Madden 18 will be powered by the Frostbite engine this year, which I think is really cool. I think it had a good, from everything I heard, it had a good impact on the FIFA series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
it was not a lot different, but I tell you, it didn't change the gameplay a ton.
staying with EA just on this last topic, something I found just amazing. Between Madden 17 and FIFA 17, EA generated $800 million of revenue from Ultimate Team just from those 2 games.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, that you
And
should have
that's
had that
in
number last week when we were talking about it.
and that's in the year 2017. They just announced it on the call on like Monday.
Insane.
Wow.
And that is up 150 million from 2015.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
So they only did 650 million dollars in 2015.
And I know it's a
And-
smaller franchise and not as popular, but I'm sure they did well with NHL 17 Ultimate Team as well.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it's but there's no doubt as to why Madden and FIFA are the two most supported Ultimate Teams because look at what it generates.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
but now on the sad side, just thought I'd throw this out to you guys. We talked about bad sales numbers for Last Guardian. They talked about NBA Live in here for you. And Mike, you said you prefer NBA Live to NBA 2K. You're one
Yeah,
of
I
the
actually
very few.
do. I actually do.
You're one of the very few because in the first week of sales, so I'll give you this first. NBA 2K sold over 2 million copies in its first week
Wow.
in stores.
Yeah.
NBA Live, 16 it would have been?
Yeah.
Sold 8,000.
Wow. Really?
That game was awful. That game was horrible.
And that was a definite improvement upon 15.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the thing though, but they screwed up so bad with previous installments of the game that the reputation for the game is terrible. But I played NBA 2K16 and I played NBA Live 16 and I just preferred Live over it. I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I'm telling you, somebody who's coming in dry, I mean, I like the experience of playing the EA version better. And
and I think that's why. And I'm kind of with you, although I do prefer 2K just because I can see that it's just a more solid, in-depth game. But I'm not a big enough basketball person to know all the technicalities and all the little things.
It's really the mechanics of the two games. 2K just hits it out of the park when it comes to their mechanics when it comes to their basketball games.
But and that's they only make. I mean, EA's the only company that makes more than one sports title.
But you want to talk about 2K? They should. Oh, dang it! I was trying to make the whole podcast without saying a bad word. They shit the bed with the baseball games. They were terrible. For 3 years, it was nothing but a roster update, and the same bugs existed. So I don't want to hear about 2K being the be all and end all of sports games.
No, totally different.
Let's see. Let's even go into hockey. I mean,
totally different teams though. The NBA 2K team is fantastic.
Yeah.
Whereas they threw whatever at the baseball one, because I mean, the bottom line is that was basically an Xbox game, right? Because I mean, they sold on both, but the show exists on PlayStation, and nobody's taken. That'd be like asking somebody to buy RBI Baseball 17 over MLB The Show.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
That was bad.
So
Poof.
It's basically you're selling it for Xbox. They're making it for one console. Their A team is not on that game, and it showed.
I think I need to change my underwear.
So you're telling me, going back to the dice engine, that when I tackle in Madden, the players' legs will realistically just blow off their bodies, just like in Battlefield?
No,
Because that'd be
Oh,
pretty
they're
cool.
not a building.
no, probably not.
What are you talking about?
So no,
Oh boy.
it's not going to be totally destructible environment. So, sorry.
Sports gets hardcore.
Oh man, I was about to get into sports games again.
I'm sorry if that affects your pre-order decision.
It
but
did.
No. All
Not
right.
getting it.
All right. So, but I want to throw those numbers out there. EA had their call this week and a couple of interesting things. So, yeah, NBA Live last year sold 8,000 copies, and they'd actually planned on releasing NBA Live 17 last month and completely canceled it.
Really?
So now it's indefinite. And then the other thing that came from that call, which I know will interest Mike probably and me more than anybody else, but there was nothing said on that call about a golf game coming when they had originally said this was going to be an every other year franchise.
Shocker.
So there's
They went
nothing
silent.
on the horizon.
They were silent 10 months ago.
There's
Yeah.
got to be a golf game coming out because
No,
there's
they
still
went silent.
hardcore golf fans out there.
There might be a golf, like a Power Style golf type game or something like that, but we're not going to see a simulation for a little while.
There's got to be another Tiger Woods there.
That's
Rory
what I was gonna
McIlroy.
say.
Rory McIlroy just doesn't. His name's just. He's no Tiger Woods.
Here's
There
the
has to
thing,
be
and
somebody else.
I go to pastapadre all the time.com, and they're really good with sports games news. But they consistently blame the bad sales of Rory McIlroy golf on that the Masters isn't in the game. I couldn't give fucking two
bullshit.
shits if Augusta National's in the game.
Bullshit.
I don't care. I played it in Tiger Woods 10, the best game they ever had in the series, without Augusta National in there, and I didn't care. What matters is that you can only play single player so long before it becomes maddening.
Yep.
And you need to get in multiplayer and play, and there's no modes to play other than just one. Whereas Tiger Woods 14 had endless multiplayer modes to play.
Yeah, and then I'm going to go even further with this too, because I've already cussed, even though I was trying not to. But these idiots that are on the fucking boards are like, oh, we need more clubs, we need more this and that and the other. But then when you put up the argument that there's no multiplayer modes besides stroke simultaneous, they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. We care about the single player, not the multiplayer. Fuck you. You know? Look at the online people. There's 19,000 people online playing this game. Oh no, nobody cares about the online, because that's why it died.
So there's two sides to it. I'm going to hit these quickly because I don't want to drag this on because we're almost done with news. But one, yes, in sports games, people generally play multiplayer now.
Yep.
But golf is kind of the exception because the average, I read this somewhere a few years ago, like the average age of the gamer that buys the golf video games is actually in their 40s.
Yeah, I'd believe that.
I believe that.
And it's really the only game they buy. And they just want to like play through like the PGA season and try to win the whatever FedEx Cup or whatever it's called.
Well,
I mean, Leaderboys is where
you
you need to be at.
on this podcast in their 40s, so we can't confirm or deny that.
Yeah.
Oh God. So I mean, Tiger Woods was huge when it was on.
Yeah, it was a
one
lot
my
of fun.
I hated golf at that point in time. Like I enjoy playing golf now, but just playing. But it was about single player. It didn't really play multiplayer. But man, that was just a mechanically sound, fun game to play.
Yep.
And I know they don't want to build a relationship with Tiger Woods, but if they released Tiger Woods 18 this year, that thing would. I know it wouldn't happen, but that thing would fly. That game would fly off the shelves. People would be so excited for them.
I kind of agree with
Tiger
you
Woods
that
games.
they do need to go back towards using Tiger Woods because now he's getting back to golf. He's not like great as he was, but he still has the name.
He actually
right?
kind of sucks.
Yeah, but he's still synonymous with golf.
Yeah.
Right.
Put Jack Nicklaus on there. Put Arnold Palmer on there.
Why not pick a legend like
Jack
Madden?
Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer.
Gary Busey, PGA Tour.
Oh,
sure,
Jesus
whatever.
Christ.
Happy Gilmore for all we care. I don't.
Adam Sandler's PGA Tour.
But no, I like that idea. You could take Jack Nicklaus and you could take Arnold Palmer. I mean, sadly Arnold Palmer passed away, so it's probably a little easier to get Jack Nicklaus signed off on it. But rather than Arnold Palmer's estate, but it's but I think something like that might be really good.
Mm-hmm.
And
Plus magazine golf. You.
But I'll tell you what I loved about the online play there is there's no glitches, there's no taking advantage of stuff. You're either good or you're not.
Yeah. Or you're not good and you just can do the math and figure it out from
Yeah,
there.
but that's part of being good. So I mean, but you're either good at the game or you're not. So
Yeah.
that's all there is to
You
it.
weren't very good at the math.
I'm still better than you. But all right, let's.
No.
Let's not get
Never.
it. Let's not
Not
get
in
into
that
this.
Not in a million years.
Moving
My back still hurts from
Oh,
carrying.
fucking please.
All right.
You lying ass bitch.
Okay, everyone.
Two dirty words.
That-
Settle down. Settle down.
That, everyone, is going to do it for the news this week. Well, let's turn over to Graham. What is new in stores we can get this week?
Well, there's some, but it seems like next week will be our last quiet week for major releases for quite some time. So hope you've been saving your money. I know I haven't been. So we just have 3 new releases for the Xbox, and those are 8 Days, which releases on February 7th, and the other 2 games releases on February 10th are Uncanny Valley and Crypt of the Necrodancer. Cool title. Not sure about the game. For the PlayStation side of things, we have a lone new release, and that being Nio. Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people.
Neo.
Neo?
Nioh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Neo.
See, I see how these things are spelled, but like, how do you pronounce that, right? Nio, Nickel.
It's gotten great. Like everyone is really excited about that game coming out,
Yeah.
so it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, like I've heard people are really happy with it, and it was like highly anticipated. I never heard of it, maybe because I didn't have a PlayStation at the time, but it seems like it's a really good game, and this game releases on February 7th. Now, the Wii U also sees only one release next week, and that game is Brick Race, and that game can be purchased on the 9th of February. So, if playing lots of new releases next week is something you need to do, then you're going to need a PC, seeing there are no shortage of new releases for the PC. One of these releases have already seen the light of day on both the Xbox and PS consoles, and that game is WWE 2K17. And this game will be available on February 7th. So I'm sure a lot of people who are just playing PC were probably waiting for this game, so it will be there. Other games seeing release dates on the PC next week are Tale of Fallen Dragons, Sweetest Monster, and Boken Mura Denetsu, each releasing on
Killed that one.
February 6th. Next, Induction, Splasher, and Gunmetal Arcadia. They release on February 7th. For February 8th, you can get Bleed 2, Dimensional Rift, and The Wild 8. Now, February 9th sees the releases Alone with You, Lamb, and Warp Ball. And on February 10th, to finish the week, we have a few more releases, and some of those are Super Spring Ninja, Evangeline, and Wacky Spores The Chase. So like I said, it's pretty quiet, but we are about to hit full bore on game releases.
Absolutely. That's it for the week?
That's it.
All right. Mike, what can we save money on?
Yeah, well, it's February, boys and girls. So we got the new for free releases. We'll start with Xbox here. We got oh, you son of a bitch. Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. It's for free right now, and then the second part will be Project Cars Digital Edition. Right now, also on the 360, you can get Monkey Island 2 SE. I love the games back.
I
from
love
King's
those
Quest.
games.
King's Quest in those days back then when Sierra, had it going on and stuff like that. And then one that I have played through and have beat, but still will play again because I'm sure I haven't got all the achievements. At the latter part of the month will be Star Wars: The Force Unleashed on the 360, which is backwards compatible as well. We're going to jump over to the PlayStation real quick with their free stuff. Little Big Planet 3 is available right now for download. The third-person shooter Not a Hero for PlayStation 4, the puzzle game Anna Extended Edition for PlayStation 3, and the casual Narwhal, because everybody's, has Narwhal in their life, fighting game. Starwall is available for the PS3 as well. Also on the PS4 will be the action platformer Ninja Senki DX and the 2D platformer Torque would have known. Yeah, okay. So that pretty much covers that. I mean, no, I mean it's weird. I mean, they come up with all kinds of what do they call that? The news, facts. Yeah. All right. So Xbox One is a little anemic this week. We got Ark, Scorched Earth, and Survival, 14.99, 17.50. Scorched Earth. If you've already played Ark and you want to get back into it, that'd probably be a good one to get on. It's a lot different. Forza Horizon 2 finally is by itself, and you can get a deal on it now. The deluxe is 35, the standard is 25, and the ultimate's 45. I mean, people were waiting for this for an entire year before 3 was out, but no. Now that 3 is out, we got to do this. All right, and for Tyler, Just Dance 2016 is only $20 right now. So with that being said, we're going to move into PlayStation. So we got Dragon Ball, Xeno Universe, 75% off right now. It's only $9.99. Get on it. EA Sports UFC 2 is a whole $13.19 right now. EA Sports PGA Tour is 67% off at $9.89 on the PS4 right now. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom is $18.74. Let's see here. One of our favorites is here. Can you guys guess it? It's either one of two.
No Man's Sky or GTA 5.
It's not No Man's Sky, but it's not GTA 5 either. It's the other one I always say all the time. Fluster Cluck is on sale for $5. I don't know what their boner is for that game, but they got it going on with that one. All right, now we're gonna get to the Xbox deals, the good stuff. All right, Rise of the Tomb Raider is $20 via Amazon right now. Forza Horizon 3, which is Play Anywhere right now, is $39.99 via Amazon. Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens Deluxe Edition is $19.99 GCU at Best Buy right now. Recore, $20 via Amazon, and that's Play Anywhere. So it's also at Newegg too. So pick your poison. Here's one I do not recommend, but if you're going to do it, you might as well. It's Evolve, $7.99, $6.39 GCU via Best Buy. Hasbro Family Fun Pack Conquest Edition is $15.64 via Amazon right now. So that gives you a lot of bang for your buck. Xbox One S 1 terabyte Battlefield 1 console is $259 via Newegg on eBay. That's $10 cheaper than it normally is. So I mean, might as well get on it if you want a 1 terabyte. Fallout 4, $18 via Newegg with code. So you can find that one easily. It's all over the internet. So that's what we got going on for Xbox this week. So let's go with the PS4 deals. Titanfall 2 right now with bonus Scorch Pack is $29.98 at Walmart. I'm sure you can find a Walmart anywhere you take 2 steps in direction. Assassin's Creed Ezio Collection is $20 at Target. Bioshock Collection is $27.99 GCU at Best Buy right now. Elder Scrolls Online, and I'm sure that this is also on the Xbox as well, is $8 at Walmart. Talking to you there, wow. Captain Clutch out there. You know who I'm talking about, but I'm not saying your name because you're full of yourself. Fallout 4, Amazon, $20. Shovel Knight is clearance price at Walmart. I don't have a price in front of me because you have to go through checkout and everything like that to see it. Seagate 2 terabyte external hard drive is $69.99 at Amazon. It must be Barracuda or one of the faster ones because for $105 you can get a 4. Blaze Blue Central Fiction Limited Edition is $54.40 at Amazon. There's a game where the price just does never drop ever. Let's see, Sony DualShock 4 wireless controller 2016 version, $40 at eBay. And with that being said, oh wait, here we go. Here's one more. Original PS4 500 gigabyte Reeboks $220 at Newegg. Excuse me. So, with that being said, that's going to do it for the deals this week, boys and girls. You can check these deals out on Reddit. That's where I find them, and they come up fast and they go away fast. So, if you want to look, go for it. Back to you, Tyler.
All right, let's talk about what we've been playing this week. I'll go ahead and go first. Mostly Battlefield 1 this week and then NHL. And I actually loaded up Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time,
Yeah,
but we
you
went to
literally
record
loaded
this.
it up.
So that's it for me. What about you, Graham?
Well, I feel like I'm missing one, but maybe I'll think of it while I'm saying this. But I'm playing NHL 17, obviously. EASHL, I've been punching in some steady games, which is kind of nice. We also played Rocket League a little bit, got back into that. It's a fun game just to mess around with if you just want to
Yeah.
like turn off your brain and just go have a fun time. And just going around and messing around, I got like 4 or 5 achievements in a matter of like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
which
Yeah, you
was
did.
pretty awesome. And I also downloaded the demo for Pocket Card Jockey on my 3DS.
Oh, I've heard good things about that game.
One certain guy that playing hockey with, we won't say his name because he'll
Yep.
get a
Nope.
big ego.
Mm-mm.
But
Yep.
that guy, the guy who can't hit broadside of a barn with a
Let's
puck,
let's just say that when we're down by a goal, there's no one the other team would rather have with the puck.
yeah, than this guy.
Yeah.
So he was telling me about this game, Pocket Card Jockey, and I noticed there's a demo, so I downloaded it. And for a demo, it's pretty extensive. I haven't completed the demo yet, and I've probably put in a couple hours. So I don't know if I'm gonna end up buying the game. We'll see. But
Evangeline, who listens to our show, she's always posting up pictures of Pocket Card Jockey. She loves that game, so
yeah,
probably pretty good.
there is a lot to it actually. So I can see that it's worth the money. But playing solitaire and watching horses run, I don't know. Maybe. So yeah, that's the majority of my time, and I'm like I said, I'm sure I'm missing one, but maybe I'll interrupt whoever's talking next. All right, how about you guys?
Go ahead, Eugene.
I finally beat Final Fantasy.
Yay!
Finally beat Final Fantasy.
It's not gonna be the
Congratulations.
final one though.
71 hours in and level 94. Yeah, it won't be the final one, but
All trophies?
nope, not all trophies. So that'll be my next goal. I finished that, and I also played a little bit of I got NHL 17.
Yes. Tell us about it.
You
So
son
I'm
of
liking
a
it so
bitch.
far. I've only been playing the what's it called, Be a Pro.
Yep.
Been playing Be a Pro, and I think I'm on the last game of the preseason. I think I won
yeah.
four out of 5 games.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of pissed off at that because is one of this where you can fast forward basically simulation,
Simit, yeah.
and during the simulation the other team scored 2 points, so it's kind of
I
pissed
hate
off
when
at
that
that.
happens. Yeah,
Oh
I know.
yeah, so but so far I'm enjoying it. I'm still getting used to the controls. I understand what Mike's talking about now, where you want to pass to somebody and it doesn't pass exactly to that right person, or things
That
like
was
that.
wonk.
But
Yeah.
not too bad. The computers has a pretty good um, engine where with the AI, pretty good AI in that game. So I might play a little bit online now that I'm home
So
with
now,
home. I might play a little bit online with you
yeah,
guys. So
now what you have to do is jump in. You gotta join the club first of all, and then you gotta jump in and do some drop-in games to get
Mhm.
used to that mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you're playing, we're gonna be playing either 5-on-5 or 6-on-6.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
gonna
so
be it gets a little intense. So
yeah, I'll play a little bit online this week.
yeah,
So I
We'll
plan on
take
doing
you
that.
under our wing. We'll help you out there, buddy.
I also picked up this week. Yeah, I don't know if it was in the games that you mentioned, Mike, but Killing Floor 2 at GameStop right now is $24.99. So I picked that up for PlayStation. So I plan on playing that a little bit. It's actually installing
Yeah.
right now. And then I also downloaded Inside for Xbox. So
very good game.
definitely
Good game.
definitely excited about that. I love Limbo. So I'll let you
Yeah.
guys know about that
Limbo is
next
fun.
week. Mm-hmm.
All right, Mike, how about
That's
you?
it.
I have not gone outside much this week.
Mhm.
I have been playing all kinds of games. Sparkle 2, Elite Dangerous, NHL 17 with multiple bozos, and I've started getting back into ESO Online, Elder Scrolls Online. I'm having a lot of fun with that, you know. So and Witcher 3, and a few other things. Oh, I've been playing the single player on Titanfall 2, so I've been all over the place. So I
Cool.
yeah.
Oh, I was playing Shadow of Mordor. That's the other game.
That's the other game. There
I
you go.
love
we
that
go.
game. That
That
game is
game
so
is
great.
awesome.
Mhm.
It took me a while to get back into knowing the controls and how like you can sneak up and like finishing. But yeah, no, that game's
Oh, and
awesome.
the For Honor beta.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so down with that.
Cool.
Is that still on or is it done now?
No, it's done until February 9th when the open beta comes out.
Okay.
When does the game actually release?
The 14th,
14th?
Valentine's
Oh
Day.
yeah, Valentine's Day. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
What better way to
Yep.
Spend your
celebrate
money
Valentine's
on
Day?
Yeah.
For Honor.
I am not in a committed relationship. I will be playing For Honor on February 14th.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move into discussion. Eugene, what questions do we have?
So we have a few questions from a few of our listeners on our Facebook page. So first, good old Steve with his weekly questions. Very committed listener.
Shit.
Hello, Steve.
Awesome. I've
Hope
heard
you're
he's
doing well.
awesome at NHL 17.
Yeah,
Listen,
except when
No,
we need to
we
go.
don't know who you're talking about because, we're just
I'd like
talking
to-
about our esteemed center. I don't know what his name is, but
that little
it's
10-year-old
not
kid that you guys
It's
play
not
with.
Captain Clutch,
No.
that's for sure.
No. But I'm
All
gonna
right.
say thanks to Steve because he gave me an XCOM 2 code for Steam. So
Oh, nice.
thank you, Steve.
I'm going to say thanks to Steve.
You just
too.
blew it!
Yeah. I'm
You
gonna
just freaking blew it!
We'll edit that out.
So I'm going to say thanks to him too because he makes the rest of us feel a lot better about how we play in NHL.
It's
So-
been blown.
I might
Go
make
ahead.
you all feel better when I start playing.
No, dude, this guy takes it to a new level. You should see
I hear his colorful language, the way he talks about
When you
how,
get
how
on
much the AI messes up.
when you
for
get
some
on your
reason.
Xbox, Eugene, go to your community and look at the last thing I put up.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
I'll do
It's
that.
up in the frame.
So his question: what's a game you'd love to be remastered? Mine would be jokingly Oregon Trail, but in reality, it would be Oblivion remastered.
I thought his question was going to be how do you score in NHL?
Oh God, we just lost a listener. Good job.
No, we haven't. But man,
Like see remastered.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I
Well,
would like to see.
Mine, dude. If you guys remember from the original PS1 and partly from the PS2, I think Medieval. I would love to have a remastered version of that. I'd play the
Oh,
hell
yeah.
out of that.
You know what I'm going to say, and partly because I just didn't play much of it, is Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, I finished that like your mom.
Sure.
Jesus Christ. So I would like to see not really a remaster, but A Link to the Past. I'd like to see that remade for current gen, next gen consoles for the
Is
Switch.
that number 2?
No,
that
that
was the one
was
for
like
the
the
SNES. No, that was
Super
the third
Nintendo,
one.
yeah.
It was number
Third
3. Yeah, it was
It
for
was a-
Super Nintendo.
actually, I don't know if it would be because some would have came out probably for the Game Boy before that.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah,
like
I
some-
think
like-
maybe
like
Link's Awakening.
and
I believe they consider it Zelda 3, but anyways, the one for SNES, and I think that would be a great game to see remade. It may even be a good 3DS game to be remade in 3D and just.
or
I'd like to. Yeah, I'd like to see that game.
That's a really good answer. I was kind of thinking that route, but I was thinking.
you thinking Zelda? No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Really
Yeah, no.
straying from the herd.
Actually, no, I'm trying to think one that haven't. Everyone I'm thinking has been remastered. So, I'd think the original, or not original, but the Metroid games came out for the GameCube. I would like to see them redone so
Okay.
they can be played on a controller instead of like
Sure.
a wireless remote, like
Okay.
motion controls.
They kind of did that with the Wii, but I could totally see them.
But the Wii, you still had old like the nunchuck and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
I
I would
heard
like.
I heard it
just
worked out really well with the aiming and everything.
sit on. Yeah,
Well-
it did get reviewed good, but I would like just sit and like have the controller and
Sure.
control it like that.
So before we get to our next question, Eugene, I gotta stress because Mike brought up Graham's obsession with Zelda. So it went to these links this week, Graham, and it's my fault because I sent Graham the link to this Zelda figure
Mm-hmm.
that's being sold. Best Buy exclusive, by the way, if anybody's interested.
BestBuy.com.
Yeah, exclusive.
Yeah.
For what, $90 US, right?
Oh, that's not bad.
And it actually looks really cool. Like if you're into it, it's really detailed. It looks really nice. So Graham was on the BestBuy.ca. No luck, not there. So the next thing Graham does is sends me a text message like, "Hey, by the way, I sent you $100 via PayPal. Can you order this for me?"
$100 US.
Yeah, $100 US. So it's ordered. It's pre-ordered. It'll be here the 27th, and then I'll send it to Canada via the only road on on the 28th.
Strap it to the donkey walking
There
down
you
that
go.
trail.
Yep.
I'll meet him on the way on the
Well,
Oh,
San-
road.
that's a first four figure too. I see what
It
you're talking
is.
about. For
Yep.
It
yeah, I
is.
like the first four
Like,
figures.
it looks really cool.
I have three of them. I have three of the Zelda ones. I have the Twilight Princess one. I have one of the bosses from that game, and then I have what do I have? I think I have Skyward Sword one.
Yeah, I almost bought the Skyward Sword one, but I was kind of low on funds when I saw it.
This was
Yeah.
kind of my way to get Graham away from like spending $600 on eBay for the Master Edition. It was like diverting his attention.
No, well, I
So I
convinced
figured,
myself that it's not just the sword statue is not worth $300, so I got the
Yeah.
special edition. I'm
Good.
happy.
Good. And sometimes, Graham, we have to look out for your best interest. Like when you were contemplating spending like $3,000 on a Lord of the Rings box set.
Oh
Listen,
Jesus!
I appreciate it.
So,
Let it be known.
all right, Eugene, what else do we have?
Next question from Evangeline Gale. What's a book you'd like to see as a game, studio
Oh,
and genre?
Oh, good
So
question.
what? So a book that you'd like to see turned into a game, and then what kind of genre would it be?
Well,
Wow.
can it be a series of books? Like it's kind of been done, but I would like to see, like, even tell me if it's already been done because I'll get the game. But a Lord of the Rings that actually follows the whole trilogy, like the whole
Yeah,
complete thing.
yeah, that's been done. Not the whole thing, but whenever um, I know Return of the King had an Xbox game, and the Two Towers, I believe, had an Xbox game too. Did it
And did
not?
it follow along with the books?
Yeah, it kind of followed like you actually like in Return of the King, you're actually most of the battles that you do are
Yeah.
at the fort or at the castle.
Return of the King actually wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it actually reviewed very well. It was a top down,
Yep.
third
Yep.
person perspective kind of
Mhm.
reminded me of Diablo a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, that's been done. It's reviewed, but
Yep.
I can totally see maybe the entire trilogy as
Yeah.
an MMO like Skyrim.
Yeah, like something massive, like for sure.
Mhm.
50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my god.
God.
I knew
I'm sure
was
there's
gonna
some kind of
I
Japanese
knew there was
version
going
of
to
that
be
game.
hate on that one. I knew it was going to be seething.
What would you expect? Whoa, what a great idea. How would you incorporate in the I don't even want to know.
So I would
No,
say,
don't ask the question. You don't want to hear.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to.
I would say, I know they made a Game of Thrones game, but after the books wrap up and the series wraps up, I'd like to see a good Game of Thrones game in
If the
the
books wrap
style.
up.
Yeah, the books are never going to wrap up. Sorry.
Did you hear he's
All right.
starting another series?
Yes.
Well, I heard I thought he had said that he's on the final workings of.
He's been saying that for 3 years.
Okay, but
I mean, that's
so
not a case of ADD.
so after it wraps up and I know they made the Game of Thrones game for PS3 and Xbox 360, and it got horrible reviews.
Like if him and Kojima ever collaborated, it would take like 85 fucking years to get the thing out.
Their kids would be the ones that release
Yeah.
it.
Oh! So when you say that, I just saw something. So if they made a Strain video game, have you guys read the Strain from Guillermo del Toro?
Mm-hmm.
So when you brought up Kojima and they're in partnership for PT, but if they made a Strain, kind of a zombie post-apocalyptic video game, then I'd totally play that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a couple for me. One, either The Stand by Stephen King as an open world survival horror type game.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many of those though. Like I don't know.
I think the story of that novel is so unique.
Yeah. Okay.
It's essentially, Graham, a modern day Lord of the Rings.
I'm sold.
It really is, and
He critiques and has not read the book.
who, me?
No, Graham.
What? I'm not critiquing. I'm just saying.
He's just
that
agreeing.
Type
He's
of game,
saying
that
okay.
genre. of
Wait
game.
a minute. He's like,
So-
oh. He's like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, I actually think, Graham, being a Lord of the Rings fan you would enjoy it if you gave it the chance to see the parallels between the two. But it's like his masterpiece for King. But the other one, I'm a big fan of, like the Dan Brown books, and I know the movies have been up and
You know,
down.
I was gonna ask you, do you think they could make that
but
into a
I
game?
think you could if you made it into a puzzle type game.
Or what if Telltale made?
Yes.
If Telltale made one of those games, I think that'd be
Yeah,
great.
that
It
would
would
be
have to
an
be-
ideal Telltale game.
It'd have to be a puzzle type game for it to work. There's just flat out not enough action in them to
Yeah.
make anything else. The other, this isn't a book franchise. It's kind of just a wish, but I really wish that Naughty Dog would take their Uncharted spirit and make just a proper Indiana Jones game.
Hmm.
Good possibility.
But that's kind of like a Tomb Raider.
Don't care. You put
Uncharted
Indiana
is,
Jones in there
is
for me.
basically Tomb Raider. I
Like
mean,
one of my favorite movie
Yes, you're right.
franchises of all time. We've got a new movie coming out in 2019. Harrison Ford will be like 104 by then, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But still, I think that'd be really cool to see that. But
Yeah.
like an original story or something like that. But that's not a book, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Those are the two, like The Stand or one of the Dan Brown books as like a puzzle game.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Good question though.
a very good question.
Well,
So
so
that's
yeah.
the end of all our questions.
Sweet.
Alright.
So I have a game in mind for all of you.
Yeah, I'm sure it's who's in your mouth.
So the score is currently tied between Mike and Graham. Graham was the most recent. to
Who
get-
has no points, Tyler?
Eugene has no points.
Wow.
I am feeling good this week.
So
Even
we
after
we
the
failed to
Patriots
mention
loss.
Tyler has a point though.
I do, but,
Yeah,
That's
everyone
why I
has
said
a
who has
point.
no points.
Everyone
but
has
I'm
a
not competing for the title. So Graham is still the leader in the clubhouse. Graham, you'll pick the order.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it up this time. Well, maybe I didn't switch up. Eugene, you can go first. Mike, go second.
Okay,
And
Eugene,
I
go
would be
ahead.
third.
So I'm going to stick with the old faithful.
Christ.
Was this video game made after January 1st, 2000?
Yes.
Okay, Tyler, and I'll go with the other one. Is the system gray?
Oh wow!
No.
Okay.
So everyone could just replay from last week. I don't know if this was my first one, but is this a franchise game?
No.
Was this game released on current gen consoles, PS4, Xbox One?
Yes.
Is Fritz in the game?
No, he's not.
Is the protagonist, if there is a protagonist in this, female?
No.
Is this an Xbox One exclusive?
Yes. Timed.
I know. Are the the heroes in the game beefy?
um, that's a very subjective question, but I'll answer with yes.
Okay.
Can you play as multiple characters in this game?
To the best of my knowledge, no.
So it's just one character.
Yep.
Okay.
Is this played from a third-person perspective?
Yes.
If I don't guess this here, then it's going to be too easy for Captain Zero over there to come back with it. Because my next question, I'm not going to ask it, but I know what it would be. So I think I got to take a guess at it right now. I think I got to roll the dice with
Well, you
it.
can still ask a question and then guess.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Do one of the people that you play wear a bandana?
No.
Hmm.
No guess?
I know what game he was thinking, but it's not it.
Oh,
Yeah,
so he's
I
not
kinda
guessing, so it's
figured
my
too.
turn.
Nope, not guessing.
Okay. Is this an adventure game?
It is qualified as action adventure, yes. Or classified, I mean.
That's you, Fu Manchu.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he was going to guess
Yeah.
or sorry.
No,
No.
All right,
Definitely
so
not guessing.
can we recap real quick? So Xbox One exclusive, third person. Um, what else did we ask?
Action adventure.
Action adventure. So that's basically where we've gotten to from here. Would you consider?
I did say timed, by the way.
Okay. Is do you play as a human?
Yes.
Um, is this set in current times or modern day times? I
No.
mean, is it set in modern day? No, I didn't ask that correctly.
Yeah,
It's-
no.
Is it set in modern day times?
No.
Okay.
Would you consider this a AAA title?
In intent or performance?
Intent.
Yes.
Huh.
That is 14 out of 25.
Okay, so action adventure, Xbox One exclusive, not a franchise.
Third person.
Third person, not a franchise. That's what's getting me.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it.
Do
You said Xbox exclusive too. Yeah. Go ahead.
is melee one of the main types of combat in this game?
Yes.
Oh, you're fucking killing me. It's not modern times. It's not this current era. Melee is the thing of choice. Um. Is there do you have skills that upgrade in the game?
I'm gonna have to reference this here to just be sure. Yes.
All right.
And we did say this was an Xbox One exclusive, right?
Yes.
Upgradable. Melee. Action adventure.
So Graham, it's your turn, right?
Yes.
And you
my
were
turn.
and you were the last one to ask. Like out of the three of you. So what, like Eugene,
Graham's
Mike,
gonna,
and you?
Graham's gonna ask
Yeah.
right now.
So this is question number 18 then. Okay, go ahead.
18. Okay. Oh, this is tough. Do you have a companion in the game?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
What it was it? Did this have a retail release?
Yes.
Okay. We ready for Mike?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought I didn't.
sure.
I thought. You
Are
know.
we just gonna keep playing
Is
dumb
this-
so we can
is
most
this-
of the time out of this?
Is this
Yeah.
sports based?
No.
No, he said action adventure.
That is 20.
Okay, did this game come out in the last 2 years?
No.
So what was the answer to Graham's question about companions? Do you
To,
have
to the
companions?
to the best of my knowledge, no.
No. Okay.
Not that
Jesus.
I remember.
You said it was a retail release.
Yes.
And this one's rough.
Yeah,
Action adventure.
You guys are gonna kick yourselves.
I probably am.
probably. I feel like it. The fact that it's that new.
What
of a
was
game,
what was
you
Graham's
should know
last
that.
question about when it was released?
Was it released in the last 2 years?
And the answer was yes.
The answer was
It was
no.
no.
The answer was no. Oh,
2 years.
oh, so
More than 2 years ago on Xbox One.
was this a launch title?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. What came out of launch? Is this a fighting game?
You
Wait,
can't ask two
you
questions.
can't ask two questions.
Oh, wait, never mind. Well, shit. Then
That's
okay, next question.
Um.
Click away there on Google.
How much time? Yeah, you hear it going around right now, smartass. Um, is this title obscure? Like low sales.
I would say no.
So here's
I know.
here's how I'll answer that, because that's again really subjective. I believe it would be considered an underperforming title.
Really?
Okay.
You got a guess?
Now, wait a minute.
This is your last question, by the way.
You have to be a little bit more specific. By you say underperforming title, did it bomb or was it like meh?
It didn't bomb because, like we said before,
Okay.
it was a launch title.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You better
Wait a
guess
minute.
now.
This
Alright.
is his last guess?
Yeah,
I didn't know that was my last guess.
you'll get one more.
Okay.
You get a guess.
Okay.
Because Graham's not smart enough to think to know that if he goes first, he gets the last one too.
Okay.
I got
Oh.
this.
Whose turn? Is it my turn?
No, Mike's gonna guess because.
Oh, it's my guess.
Yeah, you gotta guess now. It's your last
Okay.
shot.
Rise, Son of Rome.
That's
Damn it.
correct.
Damn
I
it.
was gonna answer that.
I had it.
I had it too.
Yeah, you sure fucking did. Shut up.
No, I had it once he said
I
my
would say, is there swords in it? And he would said yes. No, I said it's Rise.
yeah my next one was going to be, was this known for its graphics?
As soon as you
Yeah.
said it was a launch title, I knew it.
You still got a big zero there.
Well,
So, boys, let's wrap this up because the Super Bowl's heading to overtime right now.
No shit.
No.
Yep.
oh, are you shitting me?
Yeah,
They were-
I just
yeah,
got the
Oh my
I just
god.
got the notification on my phone. So, Mike takes this week. That puts him in the lead for the year
I called
at 2 versus Graham's 1. I also have 1 as the keeper of the game, and Eugene actually has 0 still. Congratulations on
There's
that.
a lot of weeks. A lot of
Weeks left. But,
Hey,
everybody,
going on.
that is going to do it for episode number 35 of the Third Son Gaming Podcast. We'll be back next week with episode number 36. And until then, everybody,
Peace out.
play some great games.
Be safe.
Get ready for the new releases coming, and stay safe, everybody.
Patriots
See
are
you
going
next
to
week.
win. Go Patriots.